After 2 separate MRIs, they finally realized that what he had done was torn the muscle behind his knee, which had caused blood to pool up down his calf muscle. And it was such a big sack of blood, it was cutting off the circulation. It was right up against the vein, and it was cutting off circulation down his leg, which is why his leg has been so swollen and fat. He's having some circulation issues. So it's one of those things where the body could always absorb it, but you don't know how long it'll take. And we've got 2 weeks to get out to California for the Sacramento event, so it just made sense to go in. He's going to have about a 4-inch incision, have it all drained out, and he should be good to go in 2 weeks.
For those of you that don't know, Carl is from Australia. He's the first ever competitor in the Bassmaster Elite Series, really, I think, in any professional tournament series from Australia, and coming fresh off a top 12 finish at Guntersville is amazing.
Wow.
Hey, congratulations, man.
Thank you. It was a insane week.
Being here on the Elites, making your first top 12, how's that feel?
It was pretty hard to explain because it's just so, it just seems like a dream, you know. I've been dreaming about that exact situation since I was 15 years old, and to actually be living something that you've worked almost your whole life for is a weird kind of thing. But I've like imagined it and dreamt about it and relived it in my head so much that it actually felt natural when I was actually there doing it. It was I soaked up every little second of it, and I really didn't want that week to end. It was a biggest and most special week in my entire life. We used to have Bassmasters play on ESPN back in Australia, so I grew up watching Van Dam and you know the way he fished, and I learned, you know, I bought Kevin Van Dam's spinnerbait tips DVDs, and we don't have largemouth or smallmouth in Australia. In 2001, I fished my first event as a co-angler, a non-boater, and you know, and it grew from there. Our fish are a lot different, but the same as well. Like they eat some of the same techniques, but very more finesse approach. That was my lifelong dream. I wanted to come to America and compete, and it took me 10 years. I fished every single ABT tournament every single year for 10 years straight, and I think when I started being a pro at 17, in points wise, like Bass fan style points, I was the #1 angler for 10 years, and then I won Angler of the Year 2006, 2008 and 2010, and then finally in 2010 I won our Classic and AOY, and then that's when I got the chance to actually come to America and fish. My second year I missed the Elites by 1 point, which was end up being the best thing that ever happened to me, because I would have just got slaughtered if I had made the Elites in my second year.
Right.
And you know, big life lessons, you know, about that sort of thing. When your worst things that ever happened to you in life, I believe in the end you look back and it always works out to be the best thing. I had food in one hand and I had my wallet. I had food and a drink in one hand, I had my wallet, phone and keys in the other hand, and it was like, when I paid with cash, I like stuffed it into my wallet, and it was all like hanging out of my wallet. And I'm like walking towards my truck, and he sees me and just beelines for me. Got in between me and the truck, just started, and he was just crazy. Like 100%, he was just about to just snatch at my stuff. And I started talking to him pretty abrupt in my accent and threw him right out. And like, I kind of pushed him out of the way and opened my truck and shut it, and he like just stood there, but the accent kind of just backed him off a little bit.
I want to talk to you about the brand new IKE series rods I've helped design for Abu Garcia. Man, I'm super excited, super proud of these rods. These are literally 2 years in the making, and I just want to tell you a little bit about some of the things we thought about in designing this series of rods.